Lynn Denton, Bob Malden here with another great night of wrestling action. Who do we have coming up here tonight?
Well, I'm telling you, we got a TV title match tonight. We got Barrett versus Chandler, man. And I'm going to tell you something. These two guys are something else. They can go at it. And that TV title's on the line. They're going to be going at it hard tonight.
That's our main event tonight. But before that, a rematch between Miranda, Gordy, and Machiko-san. And we're going to see Rodney, Mack, and Jacobs going after those tag team titles tonight. But first, it looks like Nigel Rabbit has come to the ring.
Let's see what he's got to say, huh?
What is this? Nigel Rabbit has come to the ring and
you can tell the fans don't like none of it.
No, I've had my fill of this guy.
I'm talking.
Okay, well, I guess we're done, Lynn.
Ladies and gentlemen,
sounds like it.
Few weeks, you've had the opportunity to see what the Rabbit Empire can do in SWE Fury. Well, now to add to our domination and destruction, I'm introducing to you exclusively to SWE Fury. He is the master of the Mongolian claw.
What?
He is devastation incarnate.
Oh, boy.
Hailing from the Himalayan mountains in Nepal. Please welcome Super Destroyer X.
Would you look at that guy, Lynn Denton?
I'll tell you something. He's huge. You know what? I used to have a partner named Super Destroyer. We actually won the tag belts in Mid-South in the Superdome, and you know what? They look awful familiar, but I know that boy's way over the hill now. He's not around no more, God bless him.
That's not him for sure, but who is Super Destroyer X?
He's wearing all that black like he's the Undertaker, isn't he?
Look at this guy. He is thick, barrel-chested, and tough.
Not enemy. Not friend, not enemy. What's right?
And is associated with Nigel Rabbit. Oh boy. What is he wrestling? Is this a match? Is it on our card? Wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a singles match. And
It
it's our
is.
opening match of the night. Scheduled for and has a 20-minute time limit.
Mitch, our ring announcer.
Introducing his opponent.
Oh boy.
From Mansfield, Texas. He is the Fighting Pro, Jamie Holly!
I don't know. You know much about this fella here?
I don't. It looks like we are going to be graced with a match. From
Like the mustache, for one thing.
Super Destroyer X and Jamie Holly. Jamie Holly, I don't know much about Super Destroyer X, but I know he's huge, and he's affiliated with Nigel Rabbit.
You got two guys here you don't know too much about, but here's a chance for them to make a start right on national TV and make a name for themselves.
Definitely a chance to do that. I don't know anything about either one of these guys. I don't know anything at all about Super Destroyer X. I know, of course, that name, Super Destroyer, is legend in wrestling.
Yes, it is. You know, and that fella, there's one thing about it. If he's going to don that mask, it's kind of a different style out there when you start to wrestle. Believe me, I know. I wore one for 50 years.
Well, a dominant outing here for Super Destroyer X. Moving Jamie Holly to the corner yet again. And a big forearm. That's like getting smacked upside the head with a brisket, Lynn Denton.
I'm telling you, that big boy there can hurt you.
This great young referee, she's a product of James Beard's Wrestling Academy, and she is trying to maintain order here in our opening bout of the night.
You know something, what's good, when you see a good referee, you don't even know they're around until something happens and they make you mind the rules. But she's like that. She's really good.
It's a learning of the rules. It's a respect for the rules. Good grief! Super Destroyer X smashes Holly into the corner.
I'm telling you, Jamie Holly better get together, man. It's not looking good here tonight.
Another flying forearm.
He's got headbutts going. He's got forearms going. Wearing him out, buddy.
Good grief, look at that huge clothesline. It's almost like the clothesline was so strong it picked Jamie Holly up off the ground and slammed him right to the ring, to the canvas. That might not have been a good idea.
Super Destroyer should have been trying to do some pinning while he's got him down, but he just wants to torture the guy, looks like.
Oh, no. Super Destroyer X signaling for something as Jamie Holly tries.
That claw he was talking about?
It might be.
Nigel,
oh, no.
There it is.
Oh, boy. The grip, the strength. Jamie Holly trying to stay in it, trying so hard to stay in it.
There's a couple of ways to get out of that, but you can't let them wear you down to the point where you can't do them.
Now he picks him back up, and he goes again. And he picks him up, and he slams him with that claw. And there's nothing left to do but lay there. It's not like he can do.
And the winner is about via pinfall, Super Destroyer X.
You say that was the Bohemian, what do you call it? Something about that claw, I can't remember.
Look, he's taming him down now. I'm not even sure. Does Nigel Rabbit have his hands full with this guy?
He might.
A very solid win for Super Destroyer X. My gosh, look at him. We're back here on SWE Fury, and Andy Dalton in action in just a little bit. This guy has had a colored past so far with SWE Fury.
Yeah, you know, Andy Dalton is one great wrestler. I have to give him credit for that right there. Sometimes he overloads that mouth a little bit, but tonight he better be ready and prove himself.
He's got a match tonight with Jackson Stone, but it was last week that we saw Andy Dalton kind of crash a party as we celebrated the years in the business for Action Jackson. 40 years in the business. We were trying to have a fun night with Action Jackson to celebrate that milestone until Andy Dalton came out and did this.
You were a young guy a long time ago. I think it's time for you to pass the torch, so to speak, to the guys in the back, and most importantly, guys like myself, because I value you, AJ.
Is that a nice way of saying you're too old to wrestle?
It sounds like it.
I can still go, brother. I can go with the best. I still look good, and I can still fight. I will tear you apart, boy.
How about you turn your hearing aid up, old man?
No, he did not. Who is this guy? Who is this? Who is that?
The guy came from the crowd. He was sitting in the crowd.
He literally just came out of the crowd and he's assaulting Action Jackson. What is going on here? And that vicious assault on Action Jackson, but tonight we see Andy Dalton in action here with Jackson Stone. And it looks as if Andy Dalton doesn't want to mess with Jackson Stone right now.
He don't like that thing with the Jackson guys, does he?
He doesn't. He's had a Jackson problem here lately. But he looks like he's going in for peace here. That's always a good thing, right?
There he goes again, just like when he approached Action Jackson. Comes in being a nice fella.
How do you trust a handshake from Andy Dalton? Oh, did you see that? Look at that distraction with the spit to the face. Well, he certainly does that. He certainly keeps it dirty all the time.
The thing is, with this fella, he's got so much talent, he don't even need all that. But it's just his way.
He does, and he seems to have fun with it. Shoulder tackle. Dalton takes a hard fall to the ring. Jackson Stone off the rope. Andy Dalton down. Crisscross. And a big boot for his trouble. Did I see a tooth go flying out of his mouth?
Tell you, he needs to start going. There he goes for the pin now.
Might have waited a little too long there.
Yeah.
Look, he's wiggling his tooth. It's still there, though, I think.
No kidding.
Big stomp to the chest. Irish whip off the ropes. Ducks a clothesline. Big back elbow from Jackson Stone. Goes up. And a little taste of that canvas.
Might get the pin here. Kicked out of it.
Went for that pin quick, but it just wasn't quite enough. Fast-paced action here on SWE Fury. Big chop in the corner.
One thing about Andy Dalton is the guy, honestly, you got to admit he can take some punishment because he's not even close to being through here.
He's also quite adept at dishing out the punishment too, Lynn Denton.
Oh, yes, he is.
We have to give him credit where credit is due. Holds the rope. Trips Jackson Stone. Second rope. Oh, good grief. Enziguri sends Jackson Stone down with a headache.
You'd never think the guy Andy Dalton, by looking at him, that he'd be that agile, but man, he is. He's something else.
This guy used to ride to the wrestling school in his mom's station wagon, determined he was going to be a professional wrestler. When all the others doubted him, he kept coming and he kept taking the punishment and he learned to dish it out. But somewhere along the way, he found that dirty lifestyle he likes to talk about and wear on his...
Jackson Stone is a nobody!
Well, that's his opinion.
I think he's remembering all those times when somebody told him he couldn't make it.
Could be. I don't know. I know that was never going to do for Andy Dalton. As
he wouldn't take no for an answer, would he?
Nope, not at all. And he's not taking anything off of Jackson Stone tonight. Oh, man. Clawing the back of Jackson Stone. That stings.
Yes, it does.
The end of the turnbuckle, that top turnbuckle.
And that stings.
That does. That camera was so close that it made a pop.
You know, surprising to me, we haven't seen these guys in this match haven't thrown a closed fist yet. They're keeping everything legal, but you never know when it's coming in a match like this.
Not at all. Swinging neckbreaker. Stone hits hard. Pin, only one. You know, before the show tonight, I was out visiting with the fans. Look at that. And one thing that I've heard over and over again is the fans love Texas wrestling, and they're seeing it.
Oh, he almost had him. Oh, they love Texas wrestling. They do, Bob.
And we just had a near pinfall there, but you know, Lynn, it's something you just, the buildings, the places, the people, the characters, it's all back with SWE Fury. Andy Dalton.
It has that atmosphere. I love it. You know, it reminds me of being in a sportatorium in Dallas.
It does.
You know?
It does, absolutely. Andy Dalton ready to dish out some abuse right now. Crisscross and behind. Oh, back elbow and a clothesline from Jackson Stone.
Jackson Stone, he's hanging in there, buddy.
The moves from these guys, they just keep coming. Nope. And a spit to the face. What disrespect.
Telegraphing their moves, you know.
That might be a good idea. Big boot to the face there. Jackson Stone up, got those leg scissors, and down goes Dalton.
I think Dalton was looking for that one.
He's up on the shoulders now.
There goes the pin. Oh,
no,
2 3/4. Huh?
I thought I heard the hand hit the mat, but I guess I was wrong. That was only 2 there. One thing about this young referee, she is not missing a beat. I mean, she is right on top of it. That was such a close count, but it was not 3.
Yeah, she is doing a great job. She's got the hardest job in the ring, too.
That's exactly right. Although I think Dalton might disagree at this point.
Right.
As he's got a bite of thumb there. That's definitely not legal. What are we going to have? There we go. No. Oh! A big knee to the face of Jackson Stone. Off the rope. Oh, a spear! Spear, 1, 2, and...
No!
Oh, it was 2.
So close.
It was 2. It was so close. An emotional roller coaster, this match.
Here goes those Texas wrestling fans.
They could start a chant out of a page of the phone book.
I'm telling you.
No, I thought we were going to see a pile driver for a moment there, but a back body drop turns into Dalton sitting on the chest, rolls him up backwards, and that's 2 very close pins. Double clothesline. Ducks the clothesline, knocks the foot out from under him, spinning heel kick, and a clothesline from behind. Wow. It's almost too fast to call.
See who can make it to their feet first, huh?
We got a double count going now as the 2 guys have just fought until near exhaustion.
This could be a double count out. Could end up a draw. You never know. They're both putting out all the effort they got.
Andy Dalton, Jackson Stone. Neither of these guys strangers to this SWE Fury ring.
Can't tell you how many times I've been right here.
It looks like a suplex. It's not. It's not. It's a pin. 1, 2. Oh,
my goodness.
Close.
Unbelievable.
Jackson Stone, the look of disbelief.
I cannot believe Dalton kicked out of that. It was amazing. Looks like both guys are going to spin everything they got. No more gas left, huh?
Stone makes it to his feet first. Andy Dalton, a little wobbly right now. Goes in, pins, got to the ropes there. 1, 2.
Oh, he stole that one.
It's 3.
That match, boss.
This is about via pinfall. Gordy, Andy Dalton.
Dalton stole another one, but you know what? It counts in the record book, so it doesn't really matter.
Our young referee did not see the feet on the ropes and the cheat for the win. Andy Dalton comes out victorious in our second event here tonight. SWE Fury continues right after this. Welcome back to SWE Fury. Bob Malden and Lynn Denton here. And the crowd is so excited because we have the tag team titles on the line next. And Lynn Denton, the way that these tag team titles went to Super Country, that lottery, that win in Canton, Texas a few weeks back, amazing.
They got one heck of a tag team right now they got to face. Okay? And Super Country, I hope you've been training. I hope you've been doing what you need to do. You're mentally set for this because Mac and Jacobs.
It was Rabbit has set it up for this point. He set it up so that Jacobs and Rodney Mack would have a chance at these titles, and tonight they do, and it's about to go down.
It's going to be a good one.
All right, let's get to the ring for some more action here on SWE Fury. Glenn Denton, I have serious concerns for these guys from Wills Point, Texas. Super Mike, of course, a great wrestler, always along and always ready to wrestle, ready to fight, is a guy who pretty much grew up fighting for a living and for fun, was Big Hoss, and they won that tag team lottery. They won the opportunity to be the first ever SWE champions, and tonight they have to defend those titles against guys who have been working together as a tag team all over the United States of America. Two ring veterans in Rodney Mack and Jacobs Plitskin.
Well, let me tell you something, okay? I don't know, but I can tell you this right here, okay? I've been in a lot of fights with a lot of guys, okay? And the only time I really got my butt whooped and I got it handed to me was by a country boy. So I'm going to tell you what, don't sell the country boys. Don't sell them short, buddy, because you never know. They're pretty tough.
Well, Big Hoss is like a teddy bear until you make him mad.
Exactly.
And then he's liable to do that right there, give you a big shoulder tackle and knock you down, or maybe throw his big old 300-pound frame on top.
Almost got the pin right there.
Good grief. That's a count of two this time, though. Look at that. Uh-oh. Jacobs not too happy about that. Oh, reverses it. Wrenches that arm. Rick to the eyes now. Oh, no, you don't want to be over there, Big Hoss.
I can tell you the team that works as a tag team the best is going to win this thing. So the Super Country better get it together here. You can tell these guys, they got their stuff together, the other team, and they're just keeping the guy in the corner, putting punishment on him, wearing him down where they want him.
Rodney Mack, with those shoulder blocks, actually more of a headbutt to the chest, right to the sternum of Big Hoss, just pounding him. Grinding him into the corner is Rodney Mack.
And I don't sell Jacobs short either, man, because he's tumble tough too.
The crowd not having any of it. Super Mike not able to control himself, and Rodney Mack taking the shortcut outside the ring.
This tag team battle just getting started. We'll be back to see who takes home the gold right after this. We're back with our tag team title match here on SWE Fury.
Big Hoss trying to fire up on Rodney Mack to no avail. Hard headbutt.
See, it's one thing to walk in that dressing room and be a pro wrestler and put your boots on and strut around. It's another thing to strut around with a heavyweight belt.
It is, and I feel strangely sorry for Big Hoss.
Do you think this is what Nigel might have been? He might have been
no.
He might have been like trying to predict or what happened.
You know, this is exactly, I would not put it past Nigel Rabbit. I mean, the interference by these two is the reason that Super Country have those belts. Uppercut there. It was the interference in our second episode by Rodney Mack and Jacobs that caused Super Country to be wearing those tag belts for as long as they have. And now they're in the ring against them after a double cross against Adam Asher. I mean, you have to wonder. And with Nigel Rabbit, you just about, you don't have to wonder. You can just go ahead and say that's probably what went down.
Yeah, so take a look at the guy out there with his cricket stick in his hand, and I believe he had a lot to do with this. He had it all planned from the beginning.
Nigel Rabbit's Rabbit Empire. Tag team championship belts within their grasp.
This fellow over here at Super Country is waiting for a tag. He looks ready. If he gets a tag, there's going to be some serious stuff done here.
Super Mike. Not at all happy with the situation. Not at all happy with the quick tags and the beatdown and whatever it is on those boots of Jacobs. They just raked across the eyes. of Big Hoss. Down again.
Big Hoss is hanging in there, giving it all he's got.
Thank you.
Irish whip off the ropes, and Big Hoss just fell into the ropes. Back to the corner again.
You know, I think if they're ready, Rodney Mack could probably put a pin on Big Hoss right here.
No, good grief, he didn't. He came over there and hit Super Mike right in the face. At this point, just toying with Big Hoss.
This could be a mistake right here.
5 minutes outbound.
Jacobs goes. But come on, we can. He tries. There's a tag right there. Big Hoss brings in Super Mike. Big clothesline.
I told you he had the fire. You can tell.
Back elbow. He goes in. Body slam to Rodney Mack. And a pin. 1, 2. But Jacobs breaks it up.
Made the save on it.
Rodney Mack powering up Super Mike for a attempted a pin. 1, 2. It was only a 1 count. That's right. Big Hoss, I'm concerned about him. He hasn't moved.
Big Hoss is hurting, ain't he?
He hasn't moved.
See, they're double teaming, but they're getting out of the ring in time to beat the count. There's the 3
there you
count
go,
right
the 3 count right there.
Champions.
And we have
tag team champions right here.
New.
There you go.
SWE Tag Team Champions, the Perfect Enemy.
Looks like Nigel got what he wanted, and these guys here, I promise you, look at them, they're going to be a hard team to beat.
We now have dominant tag team champions in Perfect Enemy.
Tag team champions, you can all be proud.
You now have dominant tag team champions in SWE. Rodney Mack, Jacobs, Perfect Enemy.
Well, it's like I say, buddy, the cream always rises to the top, so eventually they were going to get there. But it's kind of a bad way the way they got there. We had Nigel.
Sad day for Super Country. And victorious today, though, are Rodney Mack and Jacobs. They are the winners. They are the new SWE Tag Team Champions. We'll be back with more SWE Fury right after this. We have a rematch here that has an inkling of what might become a real all-out feud between these ladies. If you look back on this last match that we had, Miranda Gordy beat Machiko's son with a very convincing win, but it was the count at the end of that match that led to this rematch here tonight. We saw it count 1, 2, 3, but Machiko did not and wanted this rematch tonight.
Well, we'll see what happens, because I guarantee you, Miranda Gordy has some Gordy blood in her body, okay? And believe me, that means she can get even, and she'll fight back till she wins.
That girl is tough. I would not want to fight her. She is a tough woman, and she's not going to take any of this showboating and parading around the ring that seems to be happening at her expense here tonight with Machiko.
I just think Miranda needs to be careful and make sure she don't hit anybody with a closed fist.
No, that cost her a match last week. Don't want to do that again. And although this taunting from Machiko is definitely fuel for that kind of fire, as Machiko goes for the hair, and our referee counts, let the hair go. Head in the turnbuckle chop. Miranda Gordy with some knees now. Irish whip into the corner. Now goes Machiko's son, Miranda Gordy with the clothesline. Going up. And a quick trip now.
I'll tell you something, that match don't get no
1, 2.
softer.
No, absolutely not, Lynn Denton, as we had a 2 count there, and it was an easy 2, not quite 3. Off the ropes now goes Machiko. Reverses. Miranda hits the ropes, and interference by Simply Luscious outside the ring. Distraction. Machiko taking shortcuts using that bottom rope. Simply Luscious, you don't want to leave her over there too long with the ref not paying attention. Into that corner turnbuckle there goes Miranda Gordy.
It's like she's like in a tag match by herself constantly with these two. One girl at ringside, one in the ring.
That's right. Raking the face across the ropes.
I just think Miranda needs to fire it up and teach these gals a lesson.
That could certainly be advantageous. Is that the word, Lynn Denton? I tried for a big one there and messed it up.
You're asking the grappler. The guy took so many pile drivers.
And that forearm to the face and repaid with a big boot to the face. Miranda Gordy ducks a clothesline, goes behind, gives a clothesline of her own now. Back elbow.
Come on, Miranda. Come on, girl.
There she goes. She's got her up over her shoulder. What's Simply Luscious doing? What is she on the ring for? Miranda Gordy
shouldn't stop and pay attention to that.
She is. That's something that she wouldn't do with more experience, I feel. And Machiko kicks that rope.
Holding her feet down there. Look at that.
Yep, there's the feet being held down. Wait a minute. No, did you see that?
You can't let that go. I can't believe it. Miranda's going to run.
No, you have got to be kidding me.
Man, I'll tell you, Miranda's going to learn not to spend time watching the person on the outside.
Oh, good.
I told you, Miranda Gordy, that I beat you for that fluke last time I saw you. Not only did I beat you, this would not be the last time you see me. You think you're hurting now? Wait till the next time.
Whoa. For all the playing around and having fun at the beginning of the match, that is one angry woman right there in Machiko. Miranda Gordy, the feet, obviously to us, not to the ref, being held by Simply Luscious.
Believe me, Bob, I'm a man that knows from experience there's nothing like a woman scorned.
That's exactly right.
And she better get it together. These girls are going to keep on giving her a whipping, but she's got it inside her, Miranda. These fans are behind her. She'll come out.
A disappointing loss for the Bad Street Beauty here on SWE Fury. We'll be back with more. How about this? Our main event coming up next on SWE Fury when we return. SWE Fury, big win a couple weeks ago over Bryson Scott for Chandler Hopkins.
Yes,
and the main event tonight, man. What do you got in store for us?
Oh, man, main event tonight. Well, a couple weeks ago, I wrestled Barrett Brown in a draw.
Yeah?
Two of the top guys here in Texas. I only feel like it's right that tonight on the main event of SWE Fury, y'all get a rematch for that TV title, and Barrett Brown has done just that. He's granted me that wish.
SWE Fury main event tonight with Barrett Brown and Chandler Hopkins. Now, you guys have been fighting all over Texas. And not too long ago, a draw. You guys going the whole time limit of the match. Tell me about this main event tonight, Barrett Brown.
You know, I wanted this main event because, like you said, it was a draw.
Yeah.
I came out with a win, but it was after a draw. So Chandler Hopkins could have very easily walked away the SWE television champion. So I think that it's only fair that I grant Chandler Hopkins what he deserves, and that is a proper rematch where we determine once and for all who is the better man, who walks away on national television, the SWE Fury television champion.
SWE Fury, the title is on the line. Coming up next. Lots of action in this match. We're going to do our best to keep up. It is going to be all over the place tonight as Barrett Brown takes on Chandler Hopkins. Get ready for some high-flying, fast wrestling action right here in the ring. Our main event is getting underway right now.
I tell you one thing, Bob, this match here, these two boys from Texas, makes me proud to be from Texas. Start feeling each other out here, huh?
Looks like a little moment of respect here between these two guys. Chandler Hopkins respects Barrett Brown, but went ahead and used that opportunity to get the headlock and a big missile drop kick. Holy moly. Oh no, look out. Barrett Brown through the ropes. Oh, wow. You know, the only way to get closer to the action than those fans right there is to watch it on TV, and even that I just don't think is the same as being here and seeing it live. Up on the ring apron now.
You know, I would say, Bob, I've done that before, but I've never even seen that before.
Oh, there we go.
Unbelievable.
Through the middle rope and to the floor. Chandler Hopkins taking out Barrett Brown. I knew we were in for a treat when I saw this match on tonight's lineup, Lynn Denton.
I'll tell you, both guys are into it big time, and this here's going to be something. It's really impossible to predict the outcome of this match.
Massive chop. The crowd is so loud right now. I can barely hear myself talk here in the arena.
Oh, they get into these guys big time.
A missed opportunity there. A chop from Barrett Brown.
You know, Bob, you got your pros in pro wrestling, and you got your all pros. And you're looking at two all pros here.
The stamina, the conditioning, the heart. That's the thing, Lynn Denton. You can train, you can take vitamins, you can work out, you can do all that, but unless you have the heart, these two guys, the hearts of lions here.
Yes, sir.
And the true desire to carry that gold proudly.
You got that right, man. Going for the TV title right now, okay? Nothing better to win a TV title on a nationwide TV.
You know,
building your brand and making your name all over the world.
I mean, just think about that. TV title means something here. We're talking about national television. This is not regional. It's not statewide. It's a headache for
awesome.
Chandler.
Did you see that? Oh, I almost got him. I
grief.
can't believe he kicked out of that.
That was a count of two there. Wow.
Yeah, this ain't YouTube we're watching, folks.
No.
Okay.
Although you can stream our show on YouTube after it airs. There's a good point there, Lynn. You actually probably can watch the show on YouTube, but it doesn't originate there.
I knew that would get a response out of
Yeah,
you.
well, you know. You can see our show on Facebook Live, Roku, everywhere you can imagine.
All over.
All the great ways to see the show.
And it's great. It's great for this talent. These guys, they need to be on a show like that, so people around the world can get to know them.
I know the only thing that I wish we had is we had to turn people away at the door tonight.
Yeah.
I love our new arena, but we had to turn people away at the door tonight for this main event, and you know, so many people want to see it live. Wow, massive clothesline.
You can feel that from here.
I know, it's that's the kind of thing that literally rocked the room right there. Barrett Brown with that clothesline. Chandler Hopkins.
Get up, Hopkins! You want this championship? Prove it to me. Get up!
Our TV champion, Barrett Brown, asking Chandler Hopkins to get up if you want this belt.
Yes, sir.
I saw the boot ricochet off of Hopkins' face. Again.
That Chandler Hopkins can take some punishment, can he?
What a shot. Third time. Hopkins follows. Reversal. Around, crisscross, and
There it goes.
what was that?
Oh, he almost had the title. Almost had the title.
What do you call that, Wington?
You kidding me, brother. I've never seen nothing like that either.
I thought I knew pro wrestling, but I'm beginning to feel like a little bit of a slouch right now. These guys are showing me things I've never seen before. As Chandler Hopkins comes off the top rope, rolls over backwards, Barrett Brown takes him from behind. Hopkins powers out. Brown goes for the leg, misses 2 kicks. Hopkins catches it.
Chandler, he's got some moves by himself.
Good grief, single leg. There you go.
Hey, this could be it right here. You can tap out.
It's a great submission
You
move.
can tap out here. This hurts, brother.
Brown.
This is painful.
James Beard.
He's nowhere close to the rope, so I don't know what's going to happen here.
James Beard watching that shoulder. James Beard asking Chandler Hopkins, is this it? Nope, it's not. 1, 2.
Almost.
That was a pin. Oh, wow. Oh, massive clothesline.
You know, was that a 360 or am I just seeing things? Oh my goodness.
I think they orbited the sun and came back on that one. I don't know what that was.
Oh, the crowd's with this one, boy. They're with it. TV titles on the line and everybody's with them.
They call him 50 caliber Barrett Brown. We call him the TV champion.
Sure. Don't you sell that Chandler short though. He's got it in him. Oh.
If we were going to see the title change hands, it would be Chandler Hopkins. And we go for a pin. 1, 2, and go. Holy cow.
Close, but so far. Chandler's going, what do I have to do? Right?
This crowd
To beat this guy.
top rope. Good Lord. Brown out of the way. He's trying to take him over. It looks like their back elbow attempted. No. Lord.
Half Nelson suplex.
I don't know the crowd knows who to cheer for here tonight, but they love both these guys.
Oh, yeah.
I think they'd be happy either way. Big arm drag takeover. Leg scissors now. Ducking the clothesline. Back elbow. And those are just the moves I know.
I hear you.
Another back elbow. Stops Brown short.
Oh.
What in the world? Now that
Awesome knee.
2 and 3.
It's over.
That
It's over.
knee knocked Chandler out.
You see that knee connected right with his jaw. I mean,
50 caliber Barrett Brown.
that knee connected right with Chandler's jaw, knocked him out, goes the wedge. Oh my goodness.
That knee was the game changer.
Yes, sir.
And I don't even know if it was, I'm sure it was a thought, but it was what retained the belt. Barrett Brown is the winner.
You know, he's a winner, Barrett Brown, but Chandler, I'm telling you.
It's what a match.
They're this close in ability.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week for more wrestling action for SWE Fury. I'm Bob Malden along with Lynn Denton. We'll see you next time.
Next time.